Welcome and thank you for joining us. Today, we gather to honor six extraordinary American legends whose lives have left an indelible mark on the worlds of art and culture. These people didn't just create, they inspired, blazed new trails, and gave us moments that will stay in our hearts for a lifetime. Fabio Sartor, a distinguished Italian actor whose career spanned theater, cinema, and television, died on November 6, 2024 in Rome at the age of 70. His contribution to the arts left an indelible mark, inspiring audiences and colleagues with his passion, skill, and dedication to the profession. Born on October 12, 1954, in Castelfranco Veneto, Italy. In his youth, Fabio showed an interest in architecture and enrolled at the IUAV University of Venice, where he studied under the distinguished architects Vittorio Gregati, Aldo Rossi, and Massimo Cacciari. However, his love for the stage determined his destiny. In parallel with his studies, he attended acting courses at the Teatro all'Avogaria under the direction of Giovanni Poli, which marked the beginning of his acting career. Sartor quickly established himself as a versatile actor. In the theater, he collaborated with such masters as Giorgio Strehler and Pina Bausch, performing in productions that received critical and acclaim from audiences. His theater work was distinguished by the depth of performance and emotional intensity, making him one of the leading actors of his generation. He made his film debut in the 1980s, soon becoming in demand thanks to his bright and memorable roles. One of Fabio's most notable works was the role of Avinator in the film The Passion of the Christ, 2004, directed by Mel Gibson. This project not only brought him international recognition, but also demonstrated his ability to immerse himself in complex and ambiguous images. His filmography also includes work in such films as Nirvana, 1997, The Belly of an Architect, 1987, and Jesus, 1999. Each of Sartori's roles was filled with sincerity and professionalism, which made his characters truly alive. In addition to cinema and theater, Sartor actively worked on television, participated in a number of popular Italian series, which further strengthened his popularity. His on-screen charisma and natural ease in playing roles helped him become a favorite of the public. Fabio Sartor was known for his respect for the profession, always striving for excellence and serving as an example for young artists. His colleagues remember him as a man who never lost his sincerity, remaining true to his art and his principles. His death was a great loss for Italian culture. His family, friends, and fans celebrate his contribution to the development of theater and cinema, remembering him as a talented artist and a man with a big soul. Sartori's works continue to inspire, and his name remains a symbol of the highest professionalism in the world of art. Allan Svenson, the legendary Swedish actor, whose career spanned more than 4 decades, died on November 17, 2024, at the age of 73. His contributions to Swedish theater, television, and film made him one of the most recognizable and beloved figures in Sweden's cultural scene. Born on February 16, 1951 in Stockholm, but raised in the small town of Tranemo in Västergötland, Allan showed an interest in art and theater from a young age. At the age of 17, he moved to Värnamo, where he began his formal education. He later attended the Skara Skolchen Theater School and then went on to study at the prestigious Theater Academy in Gothenburg, where he laid the foundation for his acting career. His television debut was in the series Hedeby Borna, where he played the role of Eric. However, Svenson's real fame came from his work in the comedy series Svenson, where he played Gustav Svenson, a typical Swedish man in the street. The series became a cult classic in Sweden, and his character became a symbol of an entire era. Allan's talent for creating vivid and lifelike images made him one of the most beloved actors in the country. In addition to his television work, Allan has been active in theater, collaborating with some of Sweden's largest theaters, including the Stockholm City Theatre. His theater roles have ranged from deep dramatic to comedic, demonstrating his versatility and skill. In addition to his acting, he owned his own film company, Redefall AB, through which he supported independent projects. In his personal life, Allan was a man with a strong attachment to his family. In 1975, he married Maria Sjögren, a doctor, and the couple had a son, Daniel. Although their marriage ended in divorce in 1981, Allan always remained close to his son. In his later years, he openly shared his difficulties with the public, including his battle with memory loss, which earned him the respect and sympathy of his fans. Svenson suffered from prostate cancer, which caused his death. He spent his last years in a nursing home in Stockholm, where he remained in contact with family and friends. Allan Svenson left a huge legacy in Swedish culture. His work has inspired generations of viewers and actors, and his talent and dedication to the arts have made him an icon of Swedish theater and television. His name will remain a symbol of professionalism, skill, and love for his work. Carl Jeffrey CJ Snare, legendary lead singer and co-founder of the hard rock band Firehouse, passed away on December 5, 2024, at the age of 64. His powerful voice, inimitable style, and passion for music made him one of the key figures of hard rock in the 1990s. Born December 14, 1959 in Washington, D.C. music has been a part of his life since he was a child. Snare began studying vocals and keyboards early, which became the foundation for his future career. After graduating from college, he participated in several musical projects that allowed him to hone his skills and find his own sound. In 1984, Snare formed the band Firehouse with guitarist Bill Leverty. The band quickly gained popularity thanks to their melodic hard rock compositions, combining powerful vocals with expressive guitar solos. Their debut album, released in 1990, became a sensation. Hits such as Love of a Lifetime and Don't Treat Me Bad became anthems of their time and took high positions in the charts. The album received double platinum status in the United States and went gold in Japan and other countries. Snare not only performed vocals, but also co-wrote many of the band's songs. His lyrics, filled with emotion and sincerity, resonated with millions of fans. Throughout their career, Firehouse released many successful albums, including Hold Your Fire, 1992, and Good Acoustics, 1996, which cemented their success on the international stage. The band toured extensively, performing in the world's largest arenas and festivals, where they attracted audiences of thousands. Snare's personal life was eventful, but not without its challenges. In 2020, he was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. Despite surgery in 2021 and rigorous treatment, his health continued to deteriorate. Snare continued to work as best he could, and his peers and fans noted his incredible resilience and dedication to music until the very end. On April 5, 2024, he passed away from cardiac arrest. CJ Snare left behind 3 children and a huge legacy in the world of music. His contributions to hard rock continue to inspire new generations of musicians. Fans and colleagues remember him as one of the greatest vocalists of his time, a man whose music brought people together and stayed with them during the most important moments of their lives. Firehouse, along with Snare's voice, will forever remain a part of the golden age of hard rock, and his name will resonate in the hearts of those who love music created with soul and passion. Kenneth Dale Ken Holtzman, outstanding left-handed pitcher, and baseball legend, passed away on April 14, 2024, at the age of 78. His contributions to Major League Baseball, MLB, history left an indelible mark, and his accomplishments are part of the sport's legacy. Born November 3, 1945, in St. Louis, Missouri, to a family of Jewish descent, Ken showed a passion for baseball from a young age and developed his skills on the school team. He later attended the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign, where he became one of the university's stars. In 1965, his talent was noticed and the Chicago Cubs selected him in the fourth round of the MLB draft. Holtzman made his MLB debut in 1965 and quickly established himself as one of the most promising young pitchers. He pitched 2 no-hitters for the Chicago Cubs against the Atlanta Braves on August 19, 1969, and against the Cincinnati Reds on June 3, 1971. These accomplishments made him a key figure for the team and drew attention to his unique pitching style. In 1971, Holtzman joined the Oakland Athletics, where his career reached its peak. From 1972 to 1974, he was part of the team that won 3 consecutive World Series. This period became a golden era for the Athletics, and Holtzman was recognized as one of the main architects of their success. In 1973, he achieved a personal best of 21 wins in a season and was a 2-time MLB All-Star. After finishing his active playing career in 1979, Holtzman did not leave baseball. He was involved in coaching and management, passing on his experience to young athletes. In 2007, he became a manager in the Israeli Baseball League, which was another page in his eventful life dedicated to the development of sports. Holtzman passed away after a 3-week hospitalization for heart problems. His death was a great loss to the baseball world. Ken is survived by 3 daughters and several grandchildren who remember him as a loving father and grandfather. Ken Holtzman leaves behind a legacy that will live on in the hearts of baseball fans. His records, including 174 wins and 2 no-hitters, remain unmatched among Jewish pitchers, and his contributions to MLB history have inspired generations of players and fans. His name is forever linked to the golden pages of baseball, and his memory will live on in the hearts of those who admired his craft. Louis Andrew Lou Donaldson, Jr., the legendary alto saxophonist whose music left an indelible mark on the history of jazz, passed away on November 9, 2024, at the age of 98. His unique style, combining elements of bebop, blues, and soul jazz, made him one of the key figures in the world of jazz music. Born November 1, 1926, in Baden, North Carolina, into a musical family, Lou showed an interest in music as a child and began learning to play the clarinet. After graduating from high school, he attended North Carolina Agricultural and Technical University in Greensboro, where he continued to develop his musical skills. During World War II, he served in the U.S. Navy, where he first encountered bebop. This encounter determined his future musical development. In 1950, Donaldson moved to New York City to devote himself to music full-time. He soon began collaborating with leading jazz musicians of the day, including Milt Jackson, Thelonious Monk, and Clifford Brown. In 1954, he joined Art Blakey's quintet, with whom he recorded the famous album A Night at Birdland. These recordings, released on the Blue Note Records label, became jazz classics and confirmed Donaldson's status as one of the best alto saxophonists of his time. Since the 1960s, Donaldson has been experimenting with soul jazz, releasing such iconic albums as Blues Walk, 1958, and Alligator Boogaloo, 1967. His music was distinguished by a bright, melodic sound that combined the energy of bebop with the richness of blues and the danceable rhythms of soul jazz. These works brought him widespread popularity and made his name recognizable not only among jazz audiences but also beyond. Lou Donaldson recorded over 50 albums during his career, working with legends such as Grant Green, Lonnie Smith, and Jimmy Smith. His compositions and unique approach to performance had a huge impact on the development of jazz music, inspiring generations of musicians. In 2012, Lou was awarded the title of NEA Jazz Master, the highest jazz honor in the United States. This recognition was a recognition of his enormous contribution to the development of the genre. That same year, he was inducted into the North Carolina Music Hall of Fame. Lou Donaldson was known not only as an outstanding musician, but also as a man who always remained true to his musical roots and his style. He was married to maker Neil Turner until her death in 2006. He is survived by two daughters who continue to cherish their father's memory. His passing is a significant loss to the music world. However, his legacy lives on through his recordings, which remain beloved by listeners around the world. Lou Donaldson will be remembered as one of the great masters of jazz, whose music continues to inspire and delight fans. Hines, legendary actress, the singer and comedian who left an indelible mark on the world of theater and entertainment, passed away on October 21, 2024, at the age of 91. Her multifaceted talent, charisma, and dedication to art made her one of the brightest stars of her time. Born July 17, 1933 in Vancouver, Canada, Mimi showed an interest in performing from a young age, and her natural artistry and sense of humor made her stand out from her peers. In 1952, her fate changed after meeting comedian Phil Ford in Anchorage, Alaska. Together, they formed the duo Ford and Hines, which quickly gained popularity for its unique combination of music and comedy. In 1958, the duo debuted on The Tonight Show, which marked the beginning of their national recognition. Over the next few years, they appeared regularly on television and performed in nightclubs, becoming some of the most sought-after artists of their time. However, Mimi's true breakthrough came in 1965, when she replaced Barbra Streisand as Fanny Brice in the cult musical Funny Girl on Broadway. Her performance was a sensation. Audiences and critics praised her vocal abilities, emotional depth, and comedic talent. She performed the role until 1967, leaving a bright mark on the history of Broadway theater. Following her success on Broadway, Mimi continued to shine on stage, including national tours of musicals such as Nonsense and a 2007 New York production of Follies. Her career spanned more than half a century, including appearances on popular television shows and in nightclubs, where she consistently captivated audiences with her charm. Mimi's personal life was closely tied to her work. She was married to her stage partner Phil Ford from 1954 to 1972. Despite their divorce, they maintained mutual respect and a professional relationship. Hines passed away at her home in Las Vegas from natural causes. Her passing is a significant loss to the theater world, colleagues and fans who remember her as a tireless and sincere performer. Mimi Hines left a legacy that continues to inspire new generations of performers. Her work on stage, television, and comedy will forever be part of entertainment history, and her vibrant image will live on in the hearts of those who saw her perform or admired her talents. Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, known as one of the most prominent figures in modern American politics, she is a symbol of progressive change and democratic socialism in the United States. Her journey from barmaid to the youngest congresswoman in history has inspired millions of people, especially young activists. Alexandria was born on October 13, 1989, in the Bronx, New York City, to a family with Puerto Rican roots. Her father, Sergio Ocasio-Roman, was an architect, and her mother, Blanca Ocasio-Cortez, worked as a housewife. Alexandria spent her early years in the Bronx, and then her family moved to the suburb of Yorktown, where she was educated at the local school. In 2011, she graduated from Boston University with a bachelor's degree in international relations and economics. After her father's death in 2008, Alexandria returned to the Bronx to support her family. She worked as a waitress and bartender while also pursuing community service. Her political activism began with her participation in the Bernie Sanders campaign in 2016. This experience strengthened her convictions and her desire to fight for social justice. In 2018, riding a wave of political enthusiasm, she decided to run for Congress, challenging Joe Crowley, a 10-term congressman in New York's 14th district. Her campaign, based on direct contact with voters and a progressive platform, attracted national attention. Alexandria defeated Crowley in the Democratic primary and was subsequently elected to the House of Representatives, becoming the youngest woman ever elected to Congress. She quickly became one of the most visible figures in Congress, pushing hard on climate change, economic inequality, and healthcare reform. One of her signature initiatives was the Green New Deal, an ambitious plan to combat the climate crisis that would transition to renewable energy and create millions of jobs in that field. Ocasio-Cortez also uses social media as a platform to directly communicate with voters and promote her ideas. Her communication style, candid, honest, and accessible, has made her a favorite of many, especially young people. However, her progressive views have also attracted criticism from conservatives, making her one of the most talked about political figures in the United States. Despite the constant attention from the press and the public, Alexandria remains true to her principles, continuing to fight for the values she has defended since the beginning of her political career. Her story is an example of how perseverance, faith in one's convictions, and sincere dedication can change the world.